What does love mean to you? A simple question with 7 billion answers. In this short documentary, we're going to tread into what love means to us, both soulfully and scientifically. Love affects us all in different ways, whether it be through the love of our family, partner, pet, or favourite sandwich. At some point, we have all fell victim to this complicated emotion. But what does it really mean to be in love? We've taken to the public to find out.
What does love mean to you?
What does love mean to me?
Yeah.
What does love mean to me? Love is meaning liking something intensely, and in some cases to the exclusion of all else.
Love means when you want to be with someone and care about them and want to spend happy times, bad times and funny times together. That's the meaning of love to me.
Love means absolutely everything to me. Without it, I don't see any purpose in being alive at all.
Responses such as these prove what comes naturally to us when we are thinking on our feet. However, if you really sit and think about it, your answer might become more detailed. We're going to talk to some individuals about their take on the meaning of the word.
What does love mean to you?
What does it mean to you?
Well, I'm asking you what it means to you. I'll put you on the spot.
Well, the age we are, I think it's just more, how can I put it?
If I look,
Well, you look after each other,
yeah.
don't we? And that's more important.
There's several different kinds of love.
Mhm.
There's things you like to do. Like to go somewhere, I love to do this, I love to do that.
Mhm.
My way of love is loving my family, my grandchildren, and I love to go out in my car, ride around the countryside, like to sit somewhere, and even have an ice cream.
Mhm.
And, well, several means of love, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, that's mine as well, because that's why we've had a relationship all these years, and that's why we've always gone out together, and we've just been ourselves. And you've never gone anywhere without me, have you?
No,
We've always been
you won't
together.
let me, you won't let me.
We love our garden, don't we? We
Mhm.
love sitting in our garden and then just sit there and being peaceful and looking at the lovely flowers. What else more do you want in life? And like you just said about the family, we've got a lovely family which we care for very much, and we wouldn't be without them for the world. And what else do you want out of life, really? Your health. You need your health.
Most important is your health,
Mhm.
your family,
And happiness.
happiness.
Mhm.
That's what I call love.
Mhm.
To me, love is something that gives you something to be happy about in every day of life, which, well, obviously might not be happy anyway. It's something that you look forward to having, and when you get it, it never stops. It's always there, and it's just the greatest feeling you could ever get. It's an overwhelming feeling of happiness and compassion that you just have for someone or something, because obviously you can love other things.
Love means someone that you could be best friends with, but also have a relationship with them. It means someone not something you can love people that you're not necessarily want to be in a relationship with, but you can just admire people and say that you love them. And I think it means it's just something extremely powerful that happens in your life quite a lot, actually, and for me especially, because I fall in love with everyone, to be fair. But I think it's just a very special thing, and it's between two people that love each other very much, and it's really nice.
What does love mean to me?
This is the love of my life.
Yes.
She's the love of my life.
Yeah, I come second,
Ish.
third-ish, fourth-ish. Yeah, I think the dog is Alison's love of her life. That's why I have to sleep on the side of the bed and the dog sleeps in the middle. But we've had a lot of ups and downs in our life, but love has kept us going, isn't it?
Yes, it has, yes. And we do love our children dearly. Love means the man doing the washing up, all the DIY, painting, which you don't very often do now.
No, I've got a bad back.
We do love each other. We have
do.
had some really bad ups and downs,
Really bad ups and downs.
but love has kept us together. And to trust somebody, talk to somebody.
I'm not the best of talkers, am I? Because
No.
you often say to me, you don't talk to me. But you make up for that many times.
Yeah, I talk a lot. And the love of friends means such a lot to both of us.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Certainly.
The true friends, that is. And I think the love of the children do keep you together.
Definitely. Because we're a very loving family, aren't we?
Yeah.
And that's why we always have a laugh and a good time, because we're all sort of so close.
And laughter is the best thing that can make love work.
But what does love really mean to us in a scientific sense? What is it that drives us to feel so emotionally connected to another human? What is it that makes us lose all of our inhibition? Neurologists and researchers have been looking for these answers for thousands of years. It's incredible how a few chemicals in our brains can make us become so attached to a certain person. Intensive research has been conducted into what happens in our brains when we fall in love, and how it takes a toll on our bodies. Professional researcher Helen Fisher believes that romantic love comes from our primitive drive to find a partner, not necessarily in a sexual sense, but in a way that bestows deep attachment for another person. It's a need that is as impulsive as hunger or thirst. In most cases, love behaves as an addiction. We feel the same highs and lows of it as we do hardcore drugs. Once in love, we tend to crave that person. We feel manic or down with the absence of their presence, resulting in tough withdrawals, such as being empty or restless. And just like an addiction, we relapse. Even if it was an awful relationship, just hearing a song you both loved can evoke emotions of longing for that person or relationship. But isn't that just when we fall in love? Does it really last? Well, Helen Fisher's team of experts carried out an experiment of 5 different people involved in long-term relationships, who claimed to still be very much in love after 25 years. After having an MRI scan of their brains, the results proved that their claims were accurate. The parts of the brain that become active when we are in love were still lighting up with the same intensity as that of a young couple, proving that love is in fact capable of lasting. But what does this all mean in terms of brain activity? What chemicals are released in order to make us feel this way? Well, the process of falling in love and staying that way are made up of 3 different neurotransmitters in our brains. Norepinephrine. This chemical in our brains awakens our alertness and drives our reward system. It enables us to concentrate on things. It derives from our primitive stages where our fight or flight mechanism would mean life or death. This makes our hearts beat faster and more oxygen goes to our brains, essentially hyping us up to take on something big. It releases adrenaline around our bodies, which makes our hearts pump extra blood to different parts, including our lungs, muscles, and brains, meaning that there is little blood left around our stomachs, which causes the feeling we know to be butterflies. Dopamine is closely connected with our alertness, meaning that it becomes harder for us to sleep. It drives us to be more goal-orientated, which is why we can't stop thinking about the person we are falling for. At that time, having a connection with them is the only thing that matters to us, so our brain is making that the main priority. Serotonin. When we fall in love, we experience levels of serotonin that are below the average of what they should be. Deficits of serotonin are closely linked with OCD and can lead to depression. Experiencing these physical reactions when in a relationship is not a good thing, as people who encounter these are usually in unhealthy relationships. So what happens when love goes wrong? When falling in love, we experience high levels of dopamine. So when our relationships end, the calm down is not too dissimilar as that of a cocaine addict going cold turkey. Once we have felt the high effects from dopamine, we crave more, which is why we become obsessive when we want what we can't have. Our bodies are literally craving it, and there's nothing we can do about it. Although most people would argue that heartbreak is just a concept we have coined to explain the emotional sadness we feel when enduring a painful breakup, studies have shown that the area of the brain that allows us to feel physical pain is often the same place we feel emotional pain. This is called the anterior cingulate cortex, meaning that when we feel emotional pain, it can take a toll on our physical health too. For example, hormones that promote stress, such as cortisol and adrenaline, are released at the time of heartbreak and can make us feel nauseous and short of breath. It is also possible to contract a weakening of the heart and can lead to fatal conditions. We conducted a social study and found that more people would rather be physically hurt than socially rejected by a loved one. This is a common result, and the reasoning behind it comes from the way we have evolved. For example, when we see a sharp object, our brain tells us it's dangerous so that we don't injure ourselves. We have evolved to see danger and know how to avoid it. It's the same with emotional pain. As we've evolved, we've learned that becoming part of a pack increases our chances of survival. So when we feel social exclusion, our brain is spotting that same danger as when we see a sharp object. The imbalance of depressive and elative chemicals creates the illusion of physical pain, in an attempt to train ourselves to not be in that situation again. So what does love mean to us? Chemically, we have a good understanding, but there really are 7 billion answers, not 2 alike.